Hey guys, my name is Chris if you didn't already know, and welcome to my show SmegChris Review. I know, it's been a while, but what can I do? The cinemas have been closed. But they're open again, so I've been able to go see films. But before I talk about any movies, I want to talk about a television show. Specifically, Penny Dreadful, City of Angels. It's a spin-off of Penny Dreadful. Now I enjoyed that show, but not enough to actually buy it on DVD. It was a little weird, but I did like it. There was a lot of interesting characters, some intriguing stories, and very, very dark. So what do I think of the spin-off show? Well, some of the characters are interesting. I wouldn't say the story's intriguing, and this one isn't as dark, but it's definitely weird. Now I've not actually finished the series yet. I think I'm on to episode 5, and that's because I've been finding it very difficult to watch. Not because it's bad, it's just the storyline is very, very complex. Natalie Dormer's character, wonderful as she is as these characters that she's portraying, I don't understand who she is or what she is. I'm hoping that gets revealed later on. But there's so much swearing, I am not kidding. Just about every character curses just about every other word. It's like being at work. Most of the time it's unnecessary. And the characters, some of them are not engaging at all, and you just don't care about them. The only one I actually do like watching is Natalie Dormer's characters. I say characters because she's playing one character who seems to have split herself into different characters. And I think that's the only reason I'm actually still watching it. However, I'm hoping that it all gets concluded by the end of this season because I've heard it's been cancelled. If it ends on a cliffhanger, I won't be happy. But I'm definitely going to keep watching to the end in the hopes of finding out what is actually going on. Okay, time to review something else. This graphic novel. It is called Star Trek The Q Conflict. It's 6 issues collected into a graphic novel, and I have to say the art is absolutely beautiful. You could tell who the characters are. Look at that. Oh yeah, did I not mention it's a crossover? It's a crossover between Kirk, Picard, Sisko and Janeway, and then all of their crews. Because Q can do that. And this is something I've actually wanted them to do for a very long time. Although I'd rather have them done it in a movie. But even the battles look awesome. It's a really good story, a very good read. However, there is quite a few mistakes. And that's what annoyed me about it. Okay, I might get a bit spoilerific here. So they're bringing Picard's crew from the Enterprise E, but it doesn't actually specify when around the time that they brought them in. And then the crew of Deep Space Nine are brought in. I think it says that it's at the end of Season 3, the beginning of Season 4. Remember that, because this is where one of the plot holes is. They're bringing the Voyager crew from, I think they said 2 years ago. 2 years ago from what? I don't know. Presumably 2 years before Picard's crew's brought in, but like I say, it didn't specify when that was. And then of course it goes 100 and odd years to bring back Kirk's crew. So one of the plot holes, and it really is driving me up the wall about this, and it's right at the end, they were using Bashir's enhanced brain to do something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that not revealed until I believe Season 5 of Deep Space Nine? This crew is from the end of Season 3, so they don't know about that yet. That's a plot hole. Also, for some reason, Worf is with the Enterprise crew. I think around this time he was either with the Deep Space Nine crew, so he wasn't on the Enterprise, or he was on the Klingon homeworld. So another plot hole. But all that aside, when I see things like all the ships together, I start geeking a little. I mean, apart from those plot holes, it's a really good story. I mean, especially this moment when they bring in the Doomsday Machine from the original series. That is cool. So overall, if you are a Star Trek fan, I suggest getting this. But please don't throw it against the wall when you see the plot holes. And now after 6 months, I can finally review a movie. Whoop whoop! I don't know what that was. And the movie in question is Tenet. Let me just start by saying that I love Christopher Nolan movies. Well, most of them. I really did not like Memento. I just couldn't get on with it at all. Of course, I love the Dark Knight trilogy. And somewhere down there is Inception. So what did I think of Tenet? I was very, very, very disappointed. Don't get me wrong, some of the scenery in this film is absolutely beautiful. The photography of it, the whole picture was just amazing. However, the plot line, this is a spoiler by the way, is that time can be inverted on, say, bullets for example, so they move backwards. Like when they shoot, they're catching the bullet into the gun. And Kenneth Branagh, the villain, once again, he's got these machines that when he steps into it, he starts reversing too. So there's a lot of back and forth going on the timeline. That's intriguing. However, it starts off where our main guy, he's going into this arena where there are terrorists, but he's not actually part of the police group that's running, and that's not actually properly explained at all. And then he's extracting somebody from a booth. We don't know who that person is, it doesn't get explained, or I just didn't hear that bit. And then this whole scenario, and the main guy gets captured, and he goes through what they called a test, just didn't make any sense at all. And because of this, my brain was already starting to shut down from the film. I was like disengaging from what I was watching. Now luckily, as explanations started coming and we started getting introduced to other characters, I was starting to re-engage just a little bit, enough to actually follow the plot. Of course, when I saw Kenneth Branagh being a bad guy, I'm like, oh, again? Why? Isn't there any other British actor they can use? I mean, Kenneth Branagh is a fantastic actor, but why always him? Another thing that annoyed me was there was far too much talking. You've got one character talking about another character that I don't know who they're talking about. So I'm just there going, huh? And as for the action sequences, there's a fight scene where the main character's going forward in time, whereas the guy that is fighting is reversing. And so the fight doesn't feel quite right. I mean, it was clever, it just didn't feel right, it didn't look right. And I guess that was kind of the point. However, anybody, even I, quite easily could just film something and then put it in reverse. That's pretty much what the film was about. Things happening in reverse and going forward and the meeting. So when it came to a final battle at the end, I was just like, come on, end. Because it's on for 2.5 hours. It felt like that Christopher Nolan had this great idea for this story and he knew how to end it, he just didn't know how to start it, and so he just did whatever he could. And it just didn't work. And unfortunately, I came out feeling very, very disappointed. The thing is, I've got this sneaky suspicion he's planning on making sequels. And if he does, well, I'll go see them. I'm in two minds about that. I know a lot of people probably liked it, but I give Tenet a... I was very, very disappointed. And there you go, that's my first SmegChris review in 6 months. But it's now time for me to go. All that's left for me to say now is thank you for watching and subscribing if you have, and liking this video if you did. Until the next time, peace out. I just want to say Cineworld, the cinema that I went to watch this film, have done an amazing job keeping people safe. They've got signs clearly marking entrance and exit on every door. When you go to the toilets, urinals are closed off and cubicles, so you're not like next to each other. They've got hand sanitizing stations everywhere. The only thing that I did find bizarre was I was coming out of the cinema and I was on my phone and I suddenly realised I was about to walk into a barrier. They'd closed off one of the escalators and I'm just like, why? It's a good thing I actually saw it because I actually almost walked into it. Why am I still pretending to hold a phone? Yeah, that one thing did not make any sense because it's only one escalator that goes down and then it leads to the next one which you can go down. So I had to go down the steps. Yeah, there's a lesson to be learned there. Don't be walking and playing on your phone at the same time. You're likely to walk into something.